The City of Tempe hearing officer is authorized by Arizona Revised Statutes and the City of Tempe Zoning and Development Code. The hearing officer has the duty to carry out the provisions and the intent of the Tempe City Code and the Zoning and Development Code. The hearing officer is granted the authority to conduct public hearings to decide upon the abatement of code violations occurring on properties within the city. These violations include, among other things, deteriorated pools, structures, or landscaping, storage of junk or refuse, and inoperable or unregistered vehicles. Abatement actions are brought before the hearing officer by the city's Code Compliance Division, typically after numerous attempts at contacting the property owner to obtain voluntary compliance with the code. The hearing officer has the authority to issue an order directing the owner, occupant, property manager, or other responsible person to remediate a code violation or authorize the city to abate the property. The cost of the abatement is the responsibility of the owner of the property where the violation occurred and will be collected as an assessment against the property in violation of the code. On today's agenda, we have 3 items. We have a set of minutes from April 16th, 2024, and 2 property abatements. Any property owner who's aggrieved, meaning they disagree with the decision of the hearing officer, may file an appeal within 14 calendar days after the hearing officer has made a decision. The deadline for appealing any decision rendered today is 3 p.m. on May 21st, 2024. Appeals are heard by the Board of Adjustment, after which they may also be appealed to Superior Court. A property owner has 14 days to either file an appeal or bring the property into code compliance within this 14-day window. If neither of those things happen within the required time frame, the property will be abated by the city. Joining me this afternoon from Community Development are Cassidy Hernandez and Sean DeFara. Thank you guys for being here this afternoon. And as I mentioned, the first item on our agenda is a set of minutes from April 16th, 2024. I had a chance to review those minutes after Cassidy sent those to me right after the hearing. I think they accurately reflect what took place at that hearing, so I'm going to approve the minutes of April 16th, 2024. The first item on our agenda is a request for approval to abate public nuisance items at the Ralston property. This property is located at 1310 West 5th Street. The applicant is the City of Tempe Code Compliance, represented this afternoon by Inspector Jack Schofield. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam Hearing Officer. Jack Schofield, Code Compliance Administrator. We're here with the City of Tempe. Here today request a 180-day open abatement for the property at 1310 West 5th Street. This case was initiated of March of 2023. Multiple notices have been mailed to the property owner. This property at that time has also gone through an abatement process approximately 6 months ago. The property still remained in violation at the conclusion of that abatement. Therefore, that's why we're here today to request another 180-day open abatement for the property to address deteriorated landscaping, trash and debris, and to secure the structure. We did take some photos today of the property, which I'd like to show.
Thank you. Yeah, the ones I have in my packet are March 19th, so they're
Okay.
a few weeks old.
So this is the front of the property. As you can see, there's grass and weeds all over the entire front of the property. Bear with me here. This is a side view going into the rear. As you can see, there's trash and debris around here where it's burnt out, and there's also grass and weeds all through the front and the rear.
And was that a structure fire or just landscape fire that?
It was a structure fire.
okay.
The property has been boarded up multiple times, and people keep gaining entry into the property.
Okay.
Here's a picture of the rear of the property, to where you can see the overgrown grass and weeds, a mattress out there. Like I said, there has been no indication from the property owner that they're going to bring the property into compliance. Therefore, that's why we're here again today to request a 180-day open abatement for the property to address all violations.
Okay, and as you mentioned, this is the second abatement for the property, or does it go back farther?
Yes, ma'am. So this is the second 180-day abatement that we're requesting here.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Mr. DeFara, is there anyone on the line wanting to speak on this item?
Madam Hearing Officer, no one online.
Great, thank you. I'll make a note for the record. Only City of Tempe staff is here this afternoon, so there's no one here from the public wanting to speak on agenda item number 2. Well, the photographs speak for themselves. I think we need to secure the site, take care of the landscaping, stay on top of it. So I'd like to grant your 180-day open abatement contained in case CE 231341.
Thank you, Madam Hearing
Thank
Officer.
you. And you can just stay right where you are, because the next
Yes,
item
ma'am.
on our agenda is a request to abate public nuisance items at the Farah Incorporated / Aboite property. That's a guess on my part on the pronunciation. Located at 526 West 19th Street. Again, the applicant is City of Tempe Code Compliance, represented by Code Administrator Jack Schofield.
Thank you, Madam Hearing Officer. Again, Jack Schofield, Code Compliance Administrator here with the City of Tempe, here today to request an open abatement for the property at 526 West 19th Street to address deteriorated landscaping, not only in the front, but in the alley, a obstruction as well in the alley, and for trash and debris within the front yard and alley. This property was, or I'm sorry, this case was initiated August of 2023. There have been several notices issued to the property owner. There has been one civil citation issued as well, which the property owner failed to appear for court. There's been no indication that the property owner is going to bring the property into compliance. Here I have photos of today as well. So this is the front yard. As you can see, overgrown grass and weeds throughout the entire front yard.
Is the property vacant?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
A little closer view of the front yard as well, to where you see the grass and weeds growing throughout the entire front and in the sidewalk in front of the property. This is the rear yard, to where you can see overgrown grass and weeds as well. And here's a photo of the alley showing the overgrown grass and weeds, and there is trash and debris scattered within the overheight grass and weeds. Like I said, we've sent out several notifications, no indication the property's gonna be brought into compliance, therefore that's why we're here to request that 180-day open abatement.
Okay, thank you. Again, Mr. DeFara, anyone on the line?
Madam Hearing Officer, no one online.
Okay, and again, I'll note for the record, no one has come into the chamber since our last case. So it's just City of Tempe staff here this afternoon, so no members of the public here to speak on this item. Once again, the pictures speak for themselves. The property owner has had 9 months since the case was initiated, and I think you've made the proper amount of attempts to reach them and get them to bring the property into voluntary compliance. Since they've not done so, I'm going to grant your 180-day abatement request contained in application CE 234659.
Thank you, Madam Hearing Officer.
Well, that concludes our agenda for the evening. Mr. DeFara, do we have any announcements?
We have 2 announcements.
Okay.
First one coming from our Deputy Director, Mr. Yocum.
Thank you, Sean. Drew Yocum, Deputy Director here. Just one quick announcement. We just wanted to wish Vanessa McDonald a happy birthday today. So appreciate that. They always say, you know, take your birthdays with a grain of salt. Hopefully tonight you can take it with a lot of salt and maybe a margarita.
A margarita to
So,
go with the salt. I'll
All
do
from me.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, guys.
And then one more announcement. Our next hearing officer meeting is Tuesday, May 7th or Wednesday, May 7th, or May 22nd, sorry, May 22nd, here in the council chambers and on Tempe Channel 11.
Okay, and I'll just reiterate that is a Wednesday.
Wednesday, May 22nd.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. That being the conclusion of our business, we're adjourned.